Man is not evil, neither man is wicked. It is the love of what? Which leads to what? And it leads to greed. Love of man leads to what? To greed. Man is not scarce. There's plenty of money in the world. The only problem we have around the world is that money is not equally distributed. It's all over, right? More money what? Okay, let me put it like this. The owner of this building, these guys, they're called Avic. They're the ones who build this building, right? They probably spend how many billions to do this? I'm not quite sure, but how many billions? Around 6 billion, 7 billion, somewhere there. You can actually check, I don't know. But I'm just thinking, to answer your question, if you have a 6 billion expenditure, how many problems do you have? 6 billion problem, right? If you have 100 shillings expenditure, how much of money problems are you supposed to be having? Right? Because if you don't plan for your finances, then your finances will plan for you.
We're here to give you a platform. So when the rest of the teams are back, we meet every last Friday of the month, right here at the iconic GTC in Nairobi in Westlands. If you guys want to come and pitch, we're here and we'll give you an opportunity. And that's about what we do in terms of giving a platform for ideas to blossom and to thrive. So without much further ado, I want to welcome the man, the myth, the legend. Yes, Mr. We call him Sir Charles. Sir Charles. Who here remembers what the Sir? He told us before what the Sir means and why he refers to. So this evening we are only Ovra and Masharia. We are giving a gift to who again? Caroline? You forgot. Caroline? And who? And Frank. And no one else. Yes. Yes.
From my knowledge from Relearn, we were told that anyone who gets to do something commendable and gets to meet the Queen, that is when the Queen gives them the title Sir. So if he's doing something commendable, then he gets the chance to get the name.
Fantastic. And he's doing something recommendable, right? Something remarkable, right? So Charles, you'll tell us when you met the Queen. But without further ado, they've been able to build a wind farm in Kipetro that produces 100 megawatts. Yeah. They are developing a tier 4 data center, and right here they have offices where they are developing jet fuel. I've said that only for the people who've not been here with us. I realize it's a number of us, but allow me, if you don't mind, I can read. Yes, there is no need. So yeah, that's ideally what he's doing, and very modest and very humble. And he's also a co-founder with myself for Brookwise, and we're here to present a platform for you guys. So let's give him a big round of applause as he comes to share with us.
Thank you, Charles. Give this man a very good hand clap. He's doing a very good job. Guys, I like what Titus does. He does a very, very good job. Say hi to your neighbor, give them a high five. Tell them good to see you this evening. Ask them, where were you last month? Why did you not show up? We were looking for you. We had a cup of tea for you. Where were you? Yeah, Martin. Yeah, you guys. Yeah, good to see all of you. We're just trying to talk to those guys to stop what they're doing, but they have closed all the office, and you see, this place is very big. going around is closed, going the other side is closed, wamefungia ndani, so we can't reach them. So excuse us for that. So sorry for that. They're causing a lot of inconvenience, and it's because they do not work during the day. So when you come and do that during the day, you're not allowed to do so. So that's why they came. But again, we were not able to reach them. So yeah, good. About what Titus, my brother, said, the most exciting project that we are doing is the jet fuel. That's the most exciting one. And the reason why that's most exciting is because the jet fuel that we, by the grace of God, because it shall come to pass, all right? Before we get to what we are about to do today, it's purely from, it's not sulfur-based kind of jet fuel. It's green energy generated fuel, jet fuel. Clean energy. Renewable energy students from JQAT, where are you? Good guys. By the way, how many people came from JQAT? Just, we want to see you guys. All of you guys. Wow. Clap for these guys. Thank you so much, and go and tell Prof that we appreciate you coming and we appreciate him allowing you guys to come. Thank you so much for coming. God bless you so much. My passion is to see guys who are doing something good empowered to the level of production and their business becoming successful. That's my passion. Because again, what we have done so far, someone helped us. And if you think about it, it's just because people are selfish in the world. That's why the world does not have enough circulation of money. There's enough money in the world. The money that we have in the world can never get diminished. There's enough. Everybody can be a millionaire, and there will be no deficiency anywhere. But because we are selfish, we don't want to develop things like what you guys are doing. And people who have gone ahead, most of them just want to kill your projects because they want to be the only masters in the marketplace. But our vision is very different. By the grace of God, we're gonna have that come to pass. Just empower people and change the country, change the narrative. Let's have things produced in Kenya. Why does it have a mark of made in China? Honestly speaking, why can it not be made in Kenya? It can be made in Kenya. Are we together? And that's what we desire to see in this country. So my excitement is on the hydrogen project, and it's because one is a renewable energy kind of project. We're producing jet fuel, and we shall be producing jet fuel from hydrogen. And how do you get jet fuel from hydrogen? Is because for those who know, you all know. Water is what? Water is what? Water is H2O, right? So we break the H2O through a process called what? JQAT, I was there the other day, you told me it's what? Called what? Electrolysis process, right? So when you break that electrolysis process, when you break the hydrogen and the oxygen, what do you get? Oxygen and what? Naambia alafu mnashinda. Kwani mlikuwa mnafanya Kiswahili shule peke yake? Right? So the process of electrolysis is a very power intensive process. So you need a lot of energy to produce that, to make that electrolysis process, to do the electrolysis process. And therefore you need renewable energy that will be able to deliver what you call low cost of energy for your production. Because if you're doing the project in Kenya, you're competing with the entire world. So for you to become competitive, then you must produce your hydrogen at a very low cost. And that's why renewable energy has become a very key component in the world. Because what that does is it gives you the lowest cost of hydrogen. And we're doing that from wind and from solar. And that would give us around 4 US cents in terms of cost of electricity. Cost of electricity and also cost of hydrogen at the same time. And I'm excited because of that. And then we will do what you call carbon, capture carbon from there through a process called decarbonization. No, a process called carbon capture through direct air capture. This gentleman you see here, Wesley, please stand up. Let these guys see you. Wesley, they have a project they are working on right now, and we are trusting God that we can put something together and help them develop the project to the full scale. Because using that project, their technology, you can actually capture carbon from the atmosphere. And this is a game changer, guys. Yeah, this is a game changer. So we need to support people like him, because you see, if they can capture carbon, sit down, Wesley. If they can capture carbon, they can sell that same carbon to guys who are doing what you're doing right now. Because what you need to do is get your carbon, mix with your hydrogen, make what you call an hydrocarbon. Then that hydrocarbon you process further. You do what you call synthesis process. Then when you synthesize your hydrocarbon, you get ethanol and you get some other things called olefins, and those olefins give you, at the end of the day, jet fuel. They also have something else I've been working on, which I really like, that you can produce the LPG gas through, what do you call it? Through organic waste. Honestly. Through organic waste, and then you end up getting your LPG. What am I? We need to, and also I'm saying, we have to support the ideas we have in our country. They're enough, honestly. And then this being an industry, another industry is there, they employ 1,000 people, 1,000 people in the other company, you come up with another one in industrial area, we employ another 1,000 people, that's 3,000 people from only 3-4 mines. You change the economy. It's not hard. Guys, it's not hard to change economies. It's not hard. It's easy. The thing is, we don't support what we have. We just need to support a few guys, and then the economy begins to change. Because one mindset have been transformed. They move to go and discover something else. They get transformed. When they get transformed, then the world begins to to go spiral. When the world goes spiral, the country goes spiral. There's multiplicity there's multiplicity effect in the economy. Right? So let's support people like this. Give him another hand clap. So we're gonna do much of that, and then we're gonna be having our jet fuel very soon. So we're gonna be competing some of these guys you see around, and that makes us happy, right? Yeah, and change the economy and change the country, right? Change the country. Decarbonization is our agenda. Good. So I know we have run too much. It's 8:30. Titus did something very nice, but he rushed what he did, right? Tuko pamoja? Titus did a good job. He had some fantastic points on financial management, but Titus was running over us. He was running over us. Let me use that word. Titus, why were you running over us? That was too fast, Titus. We need to give Titus time to show what he did. I think next time, because we can't do that right now, Titus, we may need to do that next time. And then this is very simple. What we're going to discuss right now is very simple. Nothing very sweet. Financial management is a bit deep, but we're going to go do something very simple today, this evening. Give your neighbor high five, tell them today is a simple one. Yeah. Today is not complicated. It's a simple one today, right? We're starting like decarbonization here. You know, guys, when you meet most of the guys, they call me an engineer. I'm not an engineer. I don't know those things. I learned on the job, right? So let's talk about money today. Okay? Let's talk about money today. Rules of money. The first question to you is, I'll ask you, neighbor, when you hear about money, what comes in your mind? Just ask your neighbor, and let them give you an answer. When you hear about money, what? Ukisikia besha, what just comes in your mind? Let's. Did they give an answer? Let me get some interesting answers. Who got a very interesting answer? Let me see. Yeah, Wesley?
It's just free.
Stress free. Someone else interesting answer? Yeah. Freedom. Stress free, freedom. Another one interesting one. Something else? Another answer? Yeah. Power. Hey, boss. Umekimbia sana bana. Another one? Smile. Happiness. Joy. Solutions. Excellent. Another one? Wealth. Good. That's very good. That's very good. Scan removable device. What's that? Oh, it's this one. Okay. Okay, it's okay. But I like the answers I'm hearing. But let me ask you a very interesting question. What are some of the myths about money that you've heard when you're growing? Yeah, let me tell you. Money is the root of what? Oh, evil. And is it true? Why is that not true? Tell me. So, why is that not true? Depends on how you use the money. Someone else? And how you get the money, right? Someone else? Are you all saying it's true, apart from this true?
I would say the intent when you are talking about selfishness.
The intent.
Yeah.
The intent of the use of the money, right? Someone else? Okay.
How you view it
How you...
as something to worship.
As a tool or something to worship. Wow, that's good. So, let's see some of the myths, and I know you know about this myths. So she has talked about it. It's the most common one. It's the most, and this is in the Bible actually. It's the most common one. But it is not. Man is not evil. Neither man is wicked. It is the love of what? Which leads to what? And it leads to greed. Love of man leads to what? To greed. And so money is not evil, right? Because if man was evil, we would not be in GTC right now. Because here we pay a lot of rent. Where you're seated, we pay a lot of rent, right? So if man was evil, we would not be what? We would not be here, right? Then money changes people. Is that true? All right, let's go. Let's see. Okay, good debate to have. Let me see. How many people in this room say that money changes people? Let me see. How many people in this room say money changes people? Let me see. One, two, let's go. Money changes people. Let's go. How many is that? I want to see a vote, all right? Okay, good. How many people in this room say money does not change people? Okay, so this is like 50-50. So the question is this. So what does money do if it doesn't change people? It does what? It reveals your character. And that's a very good answer.
Who are the rest of you?
Give this guy a hand clap. You know what he's saying? How will man reveal the character of you and you've been poor all the rest of your life? I mean, it must be very mean to do so, right? Right. But the other thing is this, that money makes you proud. Okay, there are those who get proud because of money, but money, some of the myths we are talking about today, but money is to be spent. Is that correct?
Yes.
Let's discuss.
Use money to make money.
Use money to do what? To make money. Use money to do what? To make money. I'm gonna say that money just needs to be spent. Let me see. To spend pesa tu nini? To spend hii pesa, si ndio? Na wale wengine wanasema aje? Tusitumie, tufanye nini tu?
YOLO.
To invest. Okay, the last one is money scarce? Why is money not scarce? Hey, but yeah. Because when you are growing up, how many times did your dad tell you hakuna pesa? So does that answer the question that money is scarce? So tell me more about this. So you guys are saying money is not scarce, right? So how much do you have now in your pocket? Let me see.
That's the point.
Let's see. If it's not scarce, it's not scarce in your mind. Like that. Clap for this lady. She's a wise one. It's not scarce in her mind. So she has played of it now in her mind. Oh, that's a good answer. Very good answer. But these are the myths that define parts of the myths, not everything, but these are the parts of the myth that define how we've handled money in our lives. And when I was growing up, and I think I've told you this, guys, my dad, and this is not my only dad alone, and I know there are many dads out there right there. My dad used to tell me every time you're asking for money, hakuna pesa. Hata wakati hakuna pesa, anakwambia hakuna nini? Kuna pesa. And then when he wants to give you money, and I saw this also with my uncles. When you ask them for money and they need to give you the money, you know what they used to do? Wanaenda kando, alafu ama natani hivi, wanayefanya hivi, ndio wakupatia nini? Wakupatia. So that you don't see how much money they do, they have. Nani amekuwa kitu kama hiyo nyumbani? Is it only me? Oh, so I'm not alone. Oh, bless the Lord, I'm not alone. So money is not what? Money is not scarce. There's plenty of money in the world. The only problem we have around the world is that money is not equally distributed. It's all over, right? But these, as I say, are part of the things that are defined. Yes, sir. Yes.
That more money. More money.
More money problem. So let's put that with the sixth one here. More money problem. Is that true?
Tell us.
No. We are talking. We are discussing. It's Carol. No. Why do you say no? More money problems. Depends on your mindset. Good. Another one?
Honestly, yes, that's true. Let's face it. Why? Opportunities come your way differently. That's number one. Number two, from a point, remember I said, if you came from a point where you did not know money, you have been, your mind has been conditioned. So therefore, the money problem comes from wanting to spend, wanting to achieve, wanting to do this.
Right.
That's where the money problem comes in.
Right. More money what? Okay, let me put it like this. The owner of this building, these guys, they're called Avic. They're the ones who build this building, right? They probably spend how many billions to do this? I'm not quite sure, but how many billions? Around 6 billion, 7 billion, somewhere there. You can actually check, I don't know. But I'm just thinking, to answer your question, if you have a 6 billion expenditure, how many problems do you have? 6 billion problem, right? If you have 100 shillings expenditure, how much of money problems are you supposed to be having? Right? The underlying factor there is, how is the financial management behind the resources of the monies you have? That answers your question. Because there are people who have a lot of money, but they don't have money issues. Why? Because they have systems in place. They have discipline. They know how the money has to be spent, who is accountable for the money, who has to do what. The systems are set. But you have just woken up from the village. Alafu nakuta hapo nje 1 million Kenya shillings just outside your door. How much problems do you have? 1 million problems, right? Because you've just found money, and never because you've not planned for it, you didn't expect it, you've no sweat for it, so it looks like it's free money. Whatever comes easy goes what? Easy. Goes easy. So I think you've answered. So there are so many myths about money, and these myths about money have have defined our thought process on how we handle money. And one of the reasons is when you're told there is no money, you also tend to tell other people there is no what? There is no money. But money is what? Money is a faithful servant. It does what you tell it to do what? To do. Money is a faithful servant. Very faithful. Money will do whatever you tell it to do. Because money does not, it doesn't know to say yes or no. It depends on your level of discipline. So money is a very faithful servant. It has no emotion, so to speak. When you tell the money, you can give me 100 shillings, give Titus 100 shillings, give Kinot 100 shillings, but our monies will be spent differently because what? The money will not say no. He'll pay maybe some lollipops, Kinot will go and buy something like, Kinot, let me not say that one. But we'll spend it different, that's my point. We'll spend the money what? Different. So money is a faithful servant. It just depends on you as a person. So let's see. So that's what you do, what you tell it. But money has the ability to work for you. And this is it. If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you'll work until you die. Alright? Did you hear that? This is Warren Buffett, one of the richest guys in the world. The guy says, if you don't find a way for money to work for you while you are asleep, then you will die doing what? Working. So what we're learning today in this session is how do we condition our minds on money working for us? Because money must be your servant. Right now, let me give you an example. Right now, when you switch on this electricity, part of what you're seeing right now is coming from our wind farm. Am I working at the wind farm? No, just because so I'm just giving you an example, right? Right now, at Kajiado, we have a few engineers, right? The turbines are turning. If I want to go and sleep, will the turbine stop because I've gone to bed? No. So is money working for me? So this guy is saying, so the jet fuel we talked about earlier on, the reason why we're looking at some of those projects because we have wind energy production. The wind energy is just running because of natural things. God gave us natural things to help us make what we need to make, right? So it's our minds to be conditioned on how we can harvest what God has given us and make money out of it. The jet fuel production, when the planes will be using the jet fuel, I'll be sleeping. You have paid the ticket, part of what you paid in the ticket comes to, and I will not apologize. So the thing is, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, and this is why you need to think, and I like the engineers who are engineering what they're engineering, because they are built to be put by people in many areas. And we've talked about business in terms of scalability. Some of those things are getting scalable. So you need to think in your mind, what kind of businesses or what kind of activity do I need to do that generates me revenue while I am just doing my leisure activities? Are we together? So let your money work for you. And you know all these things. But what are some of the ways money can work for you? Just given you. But in a level where you can think. I met the other guy, some of the guys in the streets. I like interacting with everybody, including Makanga. Yesterday I was talking to Makanga in the nikiendesha gari, nikampatia sweet, ananiambia boss, hii ni kidogo niongezee. Then nakupatia sweet bana. He wants more. But I was talking to a guy in town another day. What this guy has done is he has around 100 mkokotenis, cats. He rents his mkokoteni 200 shillings per day, and he has 100 of them. So how much does he make in a day? How much? 20K. Simple. It doesn't have to be big things. Sometimes the problem we have is we think overboard. We overthink of what you need to do. It's not necessarily the big things. They are good, right? But if you can't get to that level, come down and see what can I do. That guy does mkoketenis. He has around 100 of them. giving him 200 bob because the guys that's much they can afford, but he has 20K. Another friend of mine told me he has around 50 tukutuks. 50 tukutukus. 50 of them. A day, those guys pay him 1,000 shillings. How much is that? Yeah. In a day, guys, the things that make money are not in the big things. Yes, the big things could make money, right? They do make money. But again, we all cannot sometimes fit in the big economy. So at your level, you can think on what will do what will make you money. So let's see as we progress down. We're talking about money, right? So are you seeing that? Money is what? It's calm and does not do what? Like noise. Are you together? Some of the problems you have in the world and some of the people you've seen around losing their businesses and losing their calm is because they made noise about what? About their money. And when they made noise about their money, what happened? The money took off. Serious people don't talk about money. Most of the times you don't even hear them telling you how they make money. Most of the time they will not even tell you. You know what they do, yes? They have a shop. But they will not tell you exactly what they do. But again, we can't live like world like that because there has to be a way of someone telling people how to make money, right? We can't all be that dumb. We don't tell people make money. No, we need to tell people. Sometimes tell people money is made. But money is calm. In other words, what you're saying here is, man does not like a lot of noise making. Oh, you make money, you go noise making. Oh, I've made money. There are thieves. You know, we have a saying in Kikamba that says, "Ndele mato, I'm Kamba." Do you have Kambas in the house? Yeah, Karo. So when you're making noise about what you got, the neighbor in the next door is doing what? He's listening. You never know what will do what will happen. So don't make noise about your money. Just don't tell us. Earn money quietly and do not flout around it. Just earn money what? Tuache makelele mingi. Watu wengi niwaambia saa ingine, wale watu mnaonanga wana make noise about money. Some of that money is wash. It's not their money. Real people who make money, they don't go flouting about their money because number one, they're attracting a lot of what? Unnecessary attention. People who are serious about the investments don't like making noise about the investments because you never know it's coming your way. Are we together? So we're talking about money here. And this, we believe, have permanent impact in your heart. So how do we address some of these things and how do we start looking at some of these things? Number one, and you have heard about this many years, but for you to handle money well, you must have what? A budget. But what is a budget? You know, we talk about budgets. Oh, Let me hear just two answers. What's a budget? Yeah, two answers. What's a budget? What's a budget? What? Outline your expenditure. Excellent. Another one? Yes. A financial plan. That's a different one. It's a good one. Financial plan is different from a budget, but we'll tell you why. Another one? Yes, sir.
Telling your money where to go.
Telling your money where to go. Excellent. This is a good answer. This is a good one. Thank you, sir. But let's see. This guy called John Barnes. What does he say? The budgeting is telling your money where to, instead of wondering where. Are we together? Budgeting is simply telling you money where to go because most of us wonder, where did our money go? You've heard of that book? Who took my cheese? Who moved my cheese? Who moved my cheese? And this guy, you know, those guys in football, you know John Barnes, right? Is a footballer. He used to be a footballer. He's a very good commentator at ESPN. Very good guy, I like him. But the point here is budgeting is so important because what you do is you're telling your money where it has to go. You're telling your money where it needs to do what? To go. Daktari, karibu. There's a seat for you here. What happened to your leg? Sorry. This guy's a doctor. I'm wondering what happened to his leg. So you need to tell your money where it needs to do what? Before you wonder where the money went. So talking about money. So address your money. So in other words, you're saying, tell your money, I want you to go to clothing. I want you to go to food. I want you to go to photography and things like that. Okay? Good. But what does budgeting do? It just provides you simple things. You know, money is not complicated. We complicate money. That's a problem. We complicate what? Some of us become nervous when they have about money. Okay, sure. And that's why sometimes, that's why sometimes, ladies, you have to be cool when you see money. Yes, sometimes I see ladies, they see a good car, and they go like, guy, have you seen? Relax. Right? Relax. So, being cool, budgeting provides what? Discipline. Are you together? I had a friend of mine, I don't want to say about that. So, we're talking about budget. So, there's a very important rule here, and I changed some of these rules. It's supposed to be 40-30 something else, but I changed it because of a few things. So, number one, when you're doing your budgeting, 40% of your money should go to the needs, the essential, the expenses such as rent, insurance, school fees, bills, food, transport, and the like. Because you're doing your budgets, right? So you must know where your money is going. You're not giving your money direction. You're commanding your money where it needs to do what? To go. Then 30% of your money should go to wants. Things that are optional. Things that are what? Optional. Things like telephone, internet. Because nowadays internet is like food, right? Eating out. Sometimes you need to just go out and eat. Hii kupika kwa nyumba kila wakati sometimes is not healthy. Just go out and eat. Hata kama ni chapati ndunga na soup. Something. Just eat outside. Eat out. Holidays and other trips and family support. And you see, in Africa, family support is a big expenditure. And I will not mention some people from certain region in this country, but family support is a what? But budget so that you don't go overboard. Because again, sometimes you spend too much on family support and then you're left with nothing. So 20% on investments. That is on pension fund, your retirement savings and debt repayment, and then creating emergency funds. You need to do your investments. And then we keep on forgetting something very, very important. And for me, this is you have to give back to God and the society. That you have to be. If you have to see your money grow, there is no way out if you don't give money to God and the society and paying back to institutions that are supporting other people to see your money grow. You have to be intentional on supporting your church, supporting your groups that support livelihood of other people. So giving to the community, that has to be there. And in fact, nowadays, people are giving funding to projects. They always ask you, what is your payback to the community? What are you paying to the community? This one is becoming of importance, and it must be in your business. All right, number 5. Let me ask a question. What is the difference between the two? Prioritize investment over saving. Because one of the problems I've seen is we tend to save money, right, in the bank and say we are doing what? We're investing. Money in your account is not an investment if that money is not bringing you end revenue. Whenever you move that money from your current account or your savings account and you put in your fixed deposit account that is giving you some interest, then that start to become what? An investment. The moment you move that money to something like a mutual fund, which gives you some return on your investment, that becomes a what? An investment. But saving, people say they are saving for this rainy day, and there's nothing wrong with that. But again, you need to move from the level of saving to a level of what? Investment. Because it's investment that makes your money increase and money grow. So you need to keep on growing your money. So that when you are asleep, your money is doing what? Is growing. Are we together? Today you said it's simple. And we're keeping it what? Simple. saving a portion of your income before spending and consider investing for long-term financial goals. You must have a financial goal. Where do you want to see yourself in the next 5 years? Where do you want to see yourself in the next 10 years? What are you doing towards that? Because if you don't plan for your finances, then your finances will plan for you. So examples of investment, things like stocks, bonds, and bonds are good sources of, these are good investment because some bonds will pay you 12% per annum, others 14% per annum. Very good. Money funds. Examples of some money funds is what? Examples of money fund, like what? Which one? Itika. Kuza, Sanlam, what else? CIC, another one? Zemele. You need to do studies so that you can get returns on your investments. So check which one is a better one and it's give you a good return. So that's an investment. So buy a 50,000 worth of a money fund. That's better than having your money in what? In your bank account, in your savings account. Take that money somewhere in Britain, take that money in Sanlam, and then they will do what? Give you some returns at the end of the day. Hata kama ni 5,000, hiyo pesa uko nayo. Then look for compound interest kind of investments. What is a compound interest? A compound interest is interest upon interest. And this becomes a good tool for growing your money. Savings, you know about savings account, we have talked about that. Today we are keeping it simple. Now this is what's your name, madam? Stefan. This is what Stefan says. Have a financial plan and work towards its goals. So do you have a financial plan for 2025?
Yes.
Excellent. Let me see. How many have? I don't have. Let me go that way. Ni wangapi hawana financial plan? That's what we came for here, by the way. Ni wangapi? Tuko wengi. Usione kwa peke yako. So the thing is this. You need to have a financial plan. So have an immediate one. What do you mean by immediate one? What am I likely to be spending on in the next 1 month? Move from 1 month to 6 months. From 6 months to a year. From a year to 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Plan for your life. Start where you are. Use what you and do what you can. Sometimes this is called Ashe. Sometimes the problem is we want to have the money that our neighbor has and plan on it. You want to have the money that your neighbor has and plan on? And the difficult part of that is your neighbor is not willing to give you his money. Are we together, guys? So plan with what you can. Start small, then grow, because discipline gives you growth. The more disciplined you are, the more likely growth you're going to be getting as the years go by. So that's number 6. We are very simple today. We are not doing complicated things. Number 7, and this is where our people in this class, we have very many of us, fight the urge for lifestyle inflation. Lifestyle what? Inflation. What is a lifestyle inflation? Let me just see. Let me just show you what that is like. So, lifestyle inflation or lifestyle creep refers to the tendency to spend more money as your income does what? Increase. Often to a point where you are not necessarily better. Often to realize you are not what? Necessarily better off than where you are. Like for example, you get a job, come from JQAT, get your first job as an engineer, and you're excited, you get 50,000 Kenyan shillings, right? Then you're like, yes! Because it's 50K, you think it's a lot of money. So, you start planning around it and you fit in it. So after 3 years, not 3 years, after 1 year, your employer says, this is a faithful person, let me increase the salary. And because the employer is very good, they double it, they give you 100K. Then 100K you go like, yes, the Lord is good and he has done it for me. Then you call your friends for party. And you say, unajua nimeongezewa mshahara. The 50K that you got is a salary increment because you've taken your 5 guys and those guys you've not met each other since you left campus. You do what? You squander all of it immediately. And you think you have your 50K incremental. Or another good example is when you get your 50K, you start changing your lifestyle. So you're in a small house where you're paying 25,000, but not because your friends have been annoying you, because of being in a small house. And you've got an increment of around 20,000 or 25,000. You immediately, you shift from 25,000 worth of a house to what? To a 50,000 worth of a house, immediately. So the question emerges, have you changed in terms of expenditure?
Yes.
Okay, yes. So, but your incremental income, where has it gone? So you don't even have it. So when I meet you, tell me, mshahara yangu imeenda nini? Imeenda juu. But because your lifestyle has changed, there's no income coming to you. That income, you've given it out. And this is what is happening nowadays. You get an increment of your salary. The next thing you say, mimi nimetembea sana kwa hii barabara, kwa hizi barabara za Nairobi, nimechoka kwenda na nini? Na matatu. Wacha nichukue nini? Nichukue loan to buy a car. So immediately, the incremental that you got in your salary immediately goes to do what? To pay your car loan. So do you have any income really? What have you done? You've auctioned all your salary that has come to you, and therefore you have no money to spend or to play around with. The best thing to do is, do not change your lifestyles as much as you can, up until you planned your incremental revenue and income. My friend Martin was laughing at me the other day. He was telling me, Charles, finally you bought a good car. And I told Martin, I laughed, I wrote Martin, it's because finally Martin was living finally.
You are waiting for long.
And it's because the thing is this. It's not that I was not able to afford a car, but I have a financial goal that I have to do what? I have to meet. So whether you say I have a small car, and that small car was a Volvo anyway, whether you say I have a small car or not, that's none of my business. That's your business. That's your perception. I am focused. You see, I'd rather drive a nice Toyota car, but I'm financially what? I'm stressed, I'm financially stable. And that's a problem we're having right now in this country. Because of what you're seeing in the social media, we are changing our lifestyle every now and then, but we cannot afford that social media, or that we cannot sustainably and comfortably afford that and sustain that changes because of social media. And this, even for those who are getting married, this is one of the biggest problems we're having in marriages. Because suddenly the person in the house becomes to increase. And men in the house, if you don't have a plan for your girl when they come to the house, you're in a problem. Plan before you get married. See, have a focus for both of you. Don't get loans to get married, honestly. You get to the house, a new husband, a new wife. You start with what? With loans. What are you doing? Family of problems. Do not succumb to social media pressure. So do what? Inflation lifestyle. Let's avoid inflation lifestyle. Today we are keeping it simple. We're not talking about scientific words here. So monitor your spending habits. And you notice the words are big, so that they can get into a system. Because sometimes we need to understand the simple things are the most important things in life. Track your expenditure. Use online tools. There are so many online tools nowadays to track your expenditure. But why don't we do them? Because of absence of discipline. We struggle with finances because of absence of discipline. Simple things. I like this guy, James W. Frick. He says, don't tell me what your priorities are, but show me where you do what? Spend your money, and I will tell you what they are. There are guys in this room right now, they have around 50 pairs of shoes. 50 or 40. And I've seen them. 50 or 10 handbags or 20 of them. 20 at the back. And ukiamka asubuhi unaangalia unarudi. Unajiangalia unarudi. You can't even. So your priorities are shown by where you spend your money. And sometimes you don't even know those priorities. What you need to do is this. Check the things that you buy, and they will actually tell you where your priorities are. Today we are doing it simple, Kinoti, because this is how we become poor. We become poor by not being cautious on how we spend our money. My dad used to give me 200 shillings and tell me, go back to school. I asked my dad, honestly, 200 bob. When I was in college, 200 shillings, he tells me, I don't want to see you go. And I sit there for 1 hour waiting. He tells me, Aya, ujaenda? 200 bob. And what I used to do is, I used to get Machakos Town. I go to Machakos Town, because now I know hapa Kimomana. I get to the bus, I go and use the cheapest bus. It's 9 p.m. I go and spend 30 shillings. 30 shillings, nasimama nashika mkuki, because now I know I have 200 bob. So I have to be wise. So nashika mkuki, bus kutoka Machakos, I pay 30 bob. Wale mnasimama mnalipa 50 bob. Me had to wait for the bus that was the biggest bus, you know those long ones. Wacha matatu, the long one. Kwa sababu inaingia watu wengi, Steve know those Machakos buses. Zilikuwa zinaingia watu wengi, so mimi nafanya nini? Nasema wale mmeketi mnalipa 50 bob. But now the thing is, mkifika tu at the river, wanashuka, mimi nafanya nini? Naketi. So I enjoy the 50 bob seat for the guys who paid 50 bob, but I paid what? 30 bob. But I had to become wise, because when you have scarcity of money, then your mind must think, what do I need to do? But again, when money begins to trickle in, you must keep the same discipline, because you have a financial goal. The first question I will ask you guys is, do you have a financial goal? Because if you have no financial goal, anything will go for you. You must have a financial goal for you to get what you call financial freedom. Kuna jamaa mwingine hapa anaitwa kwa debt. Nowadays, so number 9 is avoid what? As much as possible. Sometimes I know it's not possible, but the word here is what? As much as possible. But if you cannot avoid it, then if you have one, what do? Use it wisely. The problem with this is because these things have become available in our hands every time. Hata sahi tukwambia mchukue loan, utachukua tu sahi. It's available. It's your new palm of your hand every day. So the only thing that will save us from this animal is what? Today, talk is very simple. It all boils down to discipline. Show me a disciplined financial manager and I'll show you a wealthy person. Simple. We are getting to debt because we cannot manage our appetites. Some of the things that we get money to buy things, we can avoid them. But because our appetites are so fast, lazima nipate hii. Umepitia pale Tomboya Street, umeona some nice bags, you're like, oh, guy, I've been looking for this one, I have to buy this one. Unaingia kwa. The bags are very happy. Fuliza. The Fuliza guy is not telling you that in a day is giving around several millions, almost a billion. It's almost 2 billion? 2 billion a day. Because we want to service our appetites, and we must manage our appetites. So, but if you're in business and you have a debt because of business, you must manage that money wisely. We have said money that is for the business must be spent on things that generate revenue. Usianze kukimbia na tuambia umenunua V8 na hiyo V8 umenunua na nini? Na pesa ya loan. Then when the bank comes knocking, you have nothing to do what? To pay. So do what? Manage your resources very well. So if you have a debt, you must plan on how to reduce your debt. Because you're talking about cash. Focus on paying off high interest debts. You must manage your debt. So start paying bit by bit. Become financially disciplined so you can have a lot of excess of your cash that you can start spending. So, or you can start investing. So do your deduction. So number 11 says, live within your Give your neighbor a high five and ask them, how are you living? And demand an answer. How are you living? I'm not giving an answer. I'm not giving demand an answer. I think all of us in this house, we are a victim of this, one way or the other. We have stretched ourselves and then we realize, oh, we have done what? We have actually passed our means. But whatever you cannot afford now, can do what? Yeah, simple. Sometimes you just need to be disciplined. Whatever I can't afford now, can do what? Sidio bro, can wait. Whatever you can't afford now, can do what? The only time to buy something is when you can afford it. Thomas Jefferson. Sijui kama unasikia. Today is a simple class, simple talk, but this is the essence of wealth. The car that you can't afford today can do what? Yeah. You're not in competition with anybody. Everybody's running their race. You are running your race, I'm running my race. So don't come to my race and tell me what I need to do. So be what? Disciplined. Are we together? Excellent. I'm just reminding you what you were told by your mom sometime and you didn't hear. Remove what? Emotions. Remove emotions from money. Money is calm. Why are you putting emotions on it? Money does not make noise. Why are you putting emotions on it? Because again, what happens is you become so irrational. And this is what happened. Sometimes when I was young, when I think I was in Form 2 or I was in Form 2, I saw a shoe in a good shop. A shoe. I didn't have a good shoe. So I went and told my mom. I told my mom, I've seen a very good shoe because I didn't have a good shoe. I told my mom, I've seen a very good shoe and I want to buy that shoe. So my mom told me, okay, I'll talk to your dad and see if you can buy the shoe. So in the evening, I asked mom, umeongea na mzee? Umeongea na dad? Kaniambia hapana tujaongea. So again, the following day, I went to the same shop and peeped and checked. Is the shoe there? The shoe was still there. So I went back to mom and told mom, unajua ile kiatu nimeona na kuna mtu mwingine atakuja kuona ile kiatu nafanya nini? Na nunue. So mom akaniambia I'll talk to dad, let's just see what happens. So the third day, I went back. I checked and the shoe was still there. So I came and told my mom, hi mom. No, that time I was no mom, ile kiatu nafanya nini? Ile kiatu itaenda. If you don't buy that shoe today, this is the third day, the shoe will do what? The shoe will go. How many of us are right now thinking of something I've been wanting to buy, and that's where they are? I know I'm not alone in this house. I am not alone. But my mom told me something that I was told back when I was in Form 2. It has never left my life. This is what my mom told me. My mom told me, the factory that made that shoe has not been closed. Wow. You need to clap for my mom. Some of the things that we're struggling with today, if we don't buy them today, we still get them tomorrow. My mom gave me that wisdom and I went like, wow. That was a light bulb moment. A friend of mine, when I was in college, told me this. I saw a very good car on the road. That was back when? That was back 2000 and when? This was back 2000 something. 2002, 2003, somewhere there. And that car was very good. I was in college. And this is what the guy told me. He said, wow, we need to buy this car. You know that excitement of a young man? You know, I need to buy this car, you need to buy this car. This is what my friend told me. My friend told me, by the time God is giving you money to buy this car, there will be better cars in the streets. These two examples between my mom and my friend just tells us something. That the things we put pressure on us on are not actually necessary. And if you actually get passionate about life, the answers to the things we're waiting for will just come automatically. So I'll say to us today, the factory that makes handbags, the factory that makes watches, that factory has not been closed. Financial what? discipline.
I see something.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
That's like, I recently started discussing about investment. Giving my PowerPoint presentation, this is what I want to buy. And he took me through but something similar. There are two things that stood out for me. It says there's money decisions, there's financial decisions. One has emotions, so whatever it is that I wanted, and I waited for so long, finally I'm like, I have the money.
I can buy.
It was a money decision. Because there's some emotions attached
to it.
When you're making financial decisions, no emotions.
No emotions.
Left that place feeling so deflated.
Yeah. Exactly, Carol.
I'm glad.
Yes.
Otherwise I was going to commit to something.
Yeah.
That struggle that we had.
And that's why, Carol, you need to have people around you who are financially savvy, and they are not the thing you want to buy. Them they don't even need it, so they'll give you a sober decision. Right? Are we together? Yes. Good. So avoid what? Excitements that leads to what? You all know these things, guys. You just need to practice them. So this is a very important one. We always keep on saying you need to pay ourselves first, but how do we do so? You do what? Do 10% of your money, make it go to your investments and your financial freedom. So invest money, invest in things that will give you money later. When you get money, just put it in your phone, send it to a money market fund, to Pabo. Then you relax. So when you're spending the rest of the money, you've already done what? You've done your investment. You've come to a class like this because some of these things that we do, they open up your eyes to see the things that you need to invest your money in and the things you don't need to invest your money in. Simple tools, but powerful tools. But they all boil down to what? They all boil down to discipline. So money is about discipline. So use money to create assets and other income generating ventures. What are some of the assets that you need to create with money or money can create for you? The same thing we're talking about, many market funds, MMF, bonds and real estate, create businesses. The reason why businesses are good is because businesses give you what you call exponential growth. Because once you begin a business and you model your business very well, then your business will begin to give you returns for your investment. And businesses are one way of becoming wealthy. Most of the guys in the world who are wealthy have what? Businesses. So a business is a good way of making money and making sure that your money is working for you. Kiroti wants to be a politician. So again, use money to create what? Assets. What are some of the assets apart from this? What other assets do you have? Land. Come on, Buy what? Buying land. To just double.
Land is land property.
Yeah. Another one? What? REITs. What is REITs? Explain to these people. We don't know what that is. Investments.
Instead of, so it's like a money market, but it's based on real estate. A good example is you see, you guys are, the guys who live in Kwetu and Karibu homes. That's an example of a product of Apple. So you can actually invest there, you buy rates.
It's like a shares.
Yeah, you buy shares, then in 6 months you get an interest. You need them from your interest. So you don't need to buy, if you can't afford land, you can actually get passive income from even a small chunk of your money, and you can actually have this investment with minimum investment.
Good, excellent. It's a very good explanation and introduce a very good word here. It's called it what? Passive income. Educate yourself on financial literacy. You need to study about money. Most of my books are about investments and finance because I want to be financially what? Savvy. so that you need to know where to invest, where to put your money, where to go for advice. So educate yourself very well. Talk to people who understand about investments and business and money. Let them tell you what to do, because again, if you don't do this, what happens is you'll see people. You want to say something? You'll see people growing. Have you ever been somewhere like in Nairobi? When you just walk around, you see this building is coming up, another one is coming up, another one is coming up. Does it bother you sometimes, by the way? And then you go like, where is this money coming from? But the more you learn, the more you do what? The more you learn about financial literacy, the more you learn about investments, the more you give yourself information, the more you do what? The more you start to earn, because your mind gets exposed. And the more you expose yourself to some of these things, the more they attract people in that sphere of your life. So the more you learn, the more we're getting there, guys. I know it's 9 p.m. So good, I think we're done. So I think for now, that's it for now. Clap for me. So Arika, then you take a cup of tea. Arika, what stood out for you in this session? Budgeting. Where to go? Good. Where you went? Good. But something else?
Start where you are. We all have different incomes. Some go where you are, and having a budget and plan.
Excellent. Yes, Fee.
Pay yourself first.
Julipe, by investing, right? Remove emotions from money.
All the things you might plan, you might do all that, but it all takes discipline.
Discipline is the thing.
Prioritize investments than savings.
Excellent.
Lifestyle inflation.
Lifestyle inflation. Hey, good, excellent.
From that also to monitor your spending habits.
Monitor your spending habits. Yes, sir. Pay your tithe. Yeah, wewe mzuri. Clap for him. Yes, Frank. Good. Good students. Yes, Caro. Excellent, Caro.
And for the knowledge you have to pay for it. It won't come from most of the time you don't want to
Exactly.
to pay.
To pay.
You have to see the financial food.
Yeah.
You have to pay for it.
Exactly.
Many a times you don't want to pay.
Exactly.
For that time.
That's right. That's right. Pardon? Live within your means. Excellent. Yes, guitar. Thank you, guitar. Budgeting is doing what? Telling your money where to go, but not wondering where the money did what? Money went. Yes. Surround yourself with money sound people. Excellent. Another one, and then we finish at this. The more you learn, the more you clap for yourselves. You guys are good friends. Thank you, Peter. Thank you. Wow.
Fantastic. And I think we'll leave it at that. Thank you. Let's give him a big applause.